The Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy at the border garnered widespread attention and scrutiny over its resulting family separations. A federal judge ordered a stop to it after more than 2,600 children had been separated. Last month, a government watchdog report detailed the trauma endured by children. While CBP has told us it limits instances where it separates families, their journey to the U.S. can still involve hardship. Over the last year, hundreds of families seeking asylum have found refuge at Casa Alitas in Tucson, a short-term shelter for migrants run by Catholic Community Services. Along with sanctuary, children and adults are also given an opportunity to heal through art. We learn more from Valerie Lee James, a former clinical art therapist and the Art Activities Program Director at Casa Alitas.
Our expressive arts here at Casa Alitas are part of a continuum of trauma-informed care that we do here. And so we don't really call it therapy, but it's expressive arts, and that's exactly what it does. The other thing that happens with expressive arts is it really helps to build a little bit of resiliency in the short term. So especially when we teach emergency English, which is part of that, it's actually part of expressive arts, which involves the visual arts, movement, music. These are all modalities that really help to dislodge really stuck places, undigested feelings, and help us to process emotions.
One of the things that has kind of been new, I think, is expressive art for adults as well. Are you seeing that through some of the parents that you're seeing coming through your doors as well?
Absolutely, and I'm glad you asked that question. Many times we have adults kind of shyly join the groups. They're very happy that their kids are being directed into this structure. It's very much like escuela is going to school. And so sometimes adults will sit in, but then we really encourage them also. And some of the most beautiful work that we see here is done by adults as well.
Guests can express themselves in a variety of ways, from embroidery to sculpting and drawing. Their first introduction to art happens during intake. Crayons and coloring books adorn each table where volunteers process new arrivals. Finished work also decorates the wing.
The kids just love being able to put their work up after they do it and join all the rest of the work that's on the wall and write their names and the countries they're from and their ages.
James says art she sees children create regularly features homes, nature, and often conveys a sense of gratitude.
Well, first we see images of faith, and that's something that you see quite a bit, and these are spontaneously done by guests that come in, and they're just so grateful to have made it here.
Because you are an art therapist, do you ever run the risk of looking at something and misinterpreting it because it may not be what you think it is?
Actually, we are careful about interpreting children's work. This child is expressing any number of things, and we really can't know what's truly going on here. What's important for them is that they did the work to be able to get some of those feelings out, some of the post-traumatic stress that's carried, of course, after a journey like this.
But so much of what has transpired, I think for a lot of people, the last thing to consider would be art. But for you, this has been top priority.
Yes, art is life. Art is literally the universal language and brings us all together.
Art hanging at Casa Alitas speaks to the transformation happening in what was once a juvenile detention center for Pima County. The move here from the Benedictine monastery in August led some to criticize the optics. To make the space its own, Casa Alitas set up an outdoor clothing bank, established common areas with plenty of seating and toys, built an outdoor garden, and hung mosaic tile murals created by the county program Las Artes.
The other day I was here and kids were running back and forth in the halls behind me, laughing and screaming. And normally you might say, you know, calma, calma. But in this case, we are happy to see those kids having fun. And they're having fun because they're surrounded by all these images that remind them of home. So it's pretty extraordinary what's happened here and what we're still putting together.
Other services offered include a chapel where volunteer pastors of many faiths can schedule visits. Community donations also help keep an art supply room stocked, allowing families to leave Casa Alitas with activity bags.
What are you hoping these children take with them when they leave your doors on the next leg of their journey?
We really hope that kids and adults leave here with a sense of having found some safety and a little bit of relief. Going through, it's so traumatic going through this kind of migration with family displacement, and we just hope that they feel safe here.
That's all for now. Thanks so much for joining us. Let us know what you think. Visit us on social media or send an email to Arizona360@azpm.org. We'll see you next week.